Stay with us as we take you behind the scenes running our wildlife park at Biwa on Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
How you going, Beeper? Can I wash your pond out? We've got to do a little bit of spring cleaning here.
The reality of operating a wildlife park is that most of our time is spent cleaning.
Stomp is our cassowary. She is very glamorous, but she's headstrong. Steve and I work as a team. While I try to distract Stomp with food, Steve attempts to survive cleaning her enclosure.
Cassowaries are beautiful creatures and endangered.
Back off. Stompy!
They live in a small pocket of rainforest in North Queensland, and that casque or helmet on their head is designed to penetrate through the thickest of rainforest.
My biggest worry are those dagger-like toenails on Stomp's feet.
Watch it.
If she can corner Steve, she'll bring that foot up and rip him open from head to toe.
Come on, Stompy. Come on. Over here. You almost got you.
Gee, you're naughty, Stompy. You're a very naughty bird. Very naughty. Gee, I'd sooner get in with a crocodile, to tell you the truth. These big birds. No, Albert, I'm not going to take the chook. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. This is Albert, and he's 5 years old. He's only got another 3.5, 4 years before he reaches maturity. So we're going to drop him over with his girlfriend named Annie. She's a beautiful little gator.
To keep the park running smoothly and the animals contented, we're constantly building new enclosures and enlarging existing ones. We always move them by hand. It means less stress on the animals, and we certainly don't believe in using drugs.
To keep Albert's attention away from Steve, we've given him a chicken dinner to occupy him on the trip to his new home.
Albert really loves his tucker.
Do you weigh a bit now, boy? Here you go, Albert. In with your girlfriend, Annie. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. What a good boy. Whew. Oh, you girls are in there.
Two of our favorite alligators are the aptly named Fang sisters. They're not as vicious as crocodiles, but from time to time they need new homes too. In order to renovate their enclosure, we're moving them to a new pond.
That's it.
We know that it's in their best interest, but there is no way of communicating it to this Fang sister. They are quite happy to stay where they are.
Grab the blindfold. Here we go. I'm just going to drag her back a bit. Get her off balance. Right. Grab her.
Got it.
Yeah.
Ow. I'm getting a pretty good spanking back here. You call it and I'll do it.
Get her back up. Right ground here. Sit on her and get her back legs up off the ground.
Yep.
Put your chest in.
Just a minute, I'm having trouble with her back legs.
Yeah. Get on her.
I just got her back feet. Wait.
Okay, we'll drag.
Oh,
Straight on the truck.
This girl is too heavy to carry all the way to a new enclosure on the other side of the park, so we use our truck.
So get on the truck and get on her head end quick. Okay. Get up there.
And she's not roughing it either. The mattress eases the bumpy ride and protects her.
She possesses several tons per square inch jaw pressure, such that if she closed her jaws on my arm, she would firstly snap it and have the ability to whip it right off. And if I was to take a hit mid-body, she would certainly crush me down to about 1/2 inch thick, which would mean my life. Their jaw pressure is extreme.
Meet Terry's flatmate. Her name's Rosie.
Rosie may seem scary, but she's one of our most popular park features. She's only young, and our visitors find her very friendly during our snake demonstrations. To keep her friendly, I spend as much time as I can with her. While I'm in the house doing the chores, she's always with me, and she's so accustomed to being with me, she relates very well to other people.
These boa constrictors are from the Amazon area.
Right? Did you have a good time? I think you had fun.
She's gonna just ride this girl. This is one of our poisonous red-bellied black snakes taking a drink. Raking in this enclosure requires good reflexes and a keen eye. Aren't they graceful swimmers?
How will I do this without your help? I don't know how I ever did. Yes, she is. She doesn't like kisses.
She's always just sitting in there.
Me too.
You want the blindfold?
Our next job is to shift 15 3- and 4-year-old crocodiles to a new enclosure. And yes, once again, it has to be done by hand. These crocs may only be small, but they're extremely aggressive and can put a sizable hole in the flesh if they get a hold of you. Steve pumped out the water in the pond to make them easier to detect, but now he's got problems with the mud.
Skimmed along the bone of my leg and couldn't quite pick up flesh. Isn't that lucky? Right onto the frog.
Right over there.
Right. Woo, you're a strong little devil.
Yeah, he says.
Yeah.
You ready now?
And up.
I'm not gonna let go of his head.
Good. Crying. No. Hey. I'm bobbed.
Working in the mud makes catching these crocodiles very difficult. It's impossible for us to move quickly, and this has turned into a much more hazardous job than we first thought.
Oh, what are you doing? Very naughty. Bit bigger this one. Right, got him.
Got him?
Yep, blindfold over his eyes. Come on. Okay, release. Tear.
What do
Tear,
you
come
want?
and grab the tail. Come here. I'll grab him on the tail.
Wow, this little blighter is much larger and much more aggressive than the other little ones. What we're going to have to do is blindfold him and take him into the enclosure that's got the next size crocodiles. If you can imagine, because this little bloke is bigger and more aggressive, he would tend to dominate the smaller crocodiles, so we're going to drop him into this pond where the crocs are a little bit bigger and there won't be such a competition. Great. One to go. One daily routine that's just a little more dangerous than cleaning your bathroom is the hazardous chore of scrubbing out the crocodile ponds. Like Monty here, they need to have their water changed and ponds scrubbed regularly. The important thing that I've got to do here is keep one eye on Monty and one eye on the job. And if there's any signs of aggression from the crocodile, you'll see me out of here. Keeping the park immaculate is hard work behind the scenes. Have you ever wondered how I keep the grass trimmed to the edge of a crocodile pond with the help of Suey? Mowing in this enclosure is no problem. These are the harmless freshwater crocodiles, and they don't see me as a major threat to their territory, and they're pretty quick to get out of the way of the mower. Occasionally they'll have a bit of a go, but normally they'll get out of your way very quickly. In you go, quick.
Mowing the grass upsets the large crocodiles, but the crocs always win. Steve will either eventually leave their enclosure or they will kill him.
Very naughty boy, Agro. Very naughty. Here, this is a copperhead, and this particular one comes from the highlands of central New South Wales. The copperhead's found in our southern states, from New South Wales all the way down into Victoria and even Tasmania. They live up in the alpine area, right up in the highlands. They can tolerate extreme colds, and they have been known to come into urban areas, in and around garages, barbecues. Now, they're very similar to a tiger snake in that when they strike very low to the ground. It is easy to mistake these for the red-bellied black snake because sometimes a coppery or lighter colour will actually extend from the head down along the neck region there. With the copperhead, it's a bit of a misleading name. I personally have never seen one with a really copper head, although I have seen that coppery orange colour in and around that head. You can see this guy's getting cranky. His neck's flattened out. His mouth has been just slightly ajar there. That's a good sign. I'm cranky, stay away from me or I'm going to bite you. Beautiful specimen, not to be mucked with.
The copperhead is in the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world and is found from the central highlands of New South Wales through Victoria and Tasmania. Look closely under the steps and you'll see a death adder, fast becoming endangered. This highly venomous snake likes just the sort of leafy ground litter you'll find in a lot of backyards. This short, stubby snake is usually so well camouflaged you can walk right over them, and 9 times out of 10 you'll see nothing. For a snake with such a frightening name, they're really quite timid. The death adder doesn't like to be noticed.
And to make a death adder bite, you've virtually got to stand right on them. And even then, if they do bite in response to you standing on them, they don't always inject venom. A very quiet snake. But don't try to pick one up like this. What I'm doing is picking it up to have a closer look at the tail. That's a little trigger mechanism. He has that out, hanging it out as a lure. Any prey comes near it, whammo, he grabs it.
The death adder is found throughout Australia, except for southern Victoria and Tasmania. Here's another situation you'll find in every Australian town and city. A bird cage and a very interested snake. The bird spills his seed on the ground. That attracts rats and mice, and that's what a snake loves to eat. To help keep the snakes away, keep the bird seed off the ground.
What we've got here, this is a common brown or eastern brown snake. These are the second most toxic snakes in the world. Their venom is really strong. Number 2 in the world. Very, very quick. Real quick. Trick is just keep him on the ground. Have a look at that head. Their bite frequency is very quick, and they normally envenomate when they bite. And it's not unusual for when you get bitten by a brown snake to cop multiple bites. If you have a look on his belly there, you can see orange or pinky coloured spots. Very typical for a brown snake. Starting to get a bit toey, spaggy.
The common or eastern brown is the second most venomous snake in the world and is found in all the eastern states, parts of South Australia, and parts of the Northern Territory.
What we've got here, this is a tiger snake, 4th deadliest snake in the world. The unfortunate thing for the poor old tiger snake, he's not real quick, and he's very frequently found in your backyards, urban areas, gets right into the suburbs. And the reason why people get bitten by these is they hang right around your garden, in the yards, searching for frogs and mice. And they're not very quick moving, so it makes it easy for people to accidentally stand on them, accidentally put their hand on them. In winter time, they go into a state of hibernation, and they'll come out at the end of winter and they'll sun themselves. And if they're sunning themselves a little bit sleepy and you come along and place your hand on the animal, it will most certainly turn. And if you don't get your hand off, you don't realise you've got your hand on a snake, it will certainly bite. Their venom is extremely toxic. This particular tiger snake that we've got here is a very bland, what I'd call a very bland tiger snake. The reason they call them tiger snakes is normally they've got very light bands across them, like a tiger. This bloke, he's very, very dark. Even his belly isn't very light coloured at all. Here we've got the perfect habitat for snakes. If you can imagine all this rubbish and this debris laying around in your backyard, it provides a good area for rats and mice. Now, once the rats and mice move in here, plenty of shelter for them, naturally enough, the snakes, they're going to come along, searching with their forked tongue, locate the rats and mice, and they're going to claim this area as their own. Perfect spot, they've got food underneath here, and they've also got camouflage and adequate stuff all over the top of them so nothing can get to them. If we just have a look under this stump, this is a tiger snake. He's only a little fella. Now, don't be misled by his size. This snake here would certainly have enough venom in one bite to kill a heap of people. So it's quite obvious that if you have all this debris and rubbish laying around your house, you can get a problem with snakes. To tell you the truth, I much prefer dealing with bigger snakes. These small ones are very, very difficult. You can see those colours on him, typical tiger snake.
The tiger snake is in the top 5 most venomous snakes in the world. Species of the tiger snake are found in the southern parts of Australia.
The king brown has gained a fearsome reputation in the bush, but it's not just in the outback where you'll find this highly venomous snake. It's one of Australia's most dangerous snakes. And as I told you, a backyard woodpile is just the place a snake likes to hunt and hide.
For a venomous snake, they're very big. They grow larger than a lot of pythons, and this one's quietly determined to get away from Steve. Steve is being super careful, but still trying to get to him before he slides off to a new hiding place. The king brown's flattened out, he's not happy, and this is his display of aggression. He's got lots of gaps to wriggle into and plenty of places to hide. He's also known as the mulga snake, but most of us know him by his other name.
What we got here, this is the king brown snake. He's the largest member of the black snake family, one of the largest venomous snakes in Australia, if not the largest venomous snake in Australia. Very large venom glands. When you look at his head, you can see around his head there, those kind of very full areas. See, he's flattened his neck out. That's a territorial thing. Stay away from me or I'm going to bite you. He's got very large venom glands. When and or if these snakes do bite, they've got good solid fangs, very large fangs, and they put in a lot of venom. When they grab their victim, their prey, a rat, a mouse, or a human that's mucking with it, they sink their fangs very deep and they'll hang on. They'll actually pig dog the victim, get a lot of venom in. Once that venom's in, it doesn't take long for the victim to die. Very strong snake. Very, very strong. Aren't they a beautiful snake?
The king brown is found throughout Australia except the southern and eastern extremities. On my first trip to South Australia, I couldn't resist playing tourist at one of the many ruined homesteads scattered around the state. In the 1860s, farmers arrived full of hope during a rare time of high rainfall. A 20-year drought then forced all but the toughest of them to abandon their homes. As always, we explore. Old sheets of iron never seem to let us down. This time, it's one of Australia's most venomous spiders.
These chunks of tin provide a really good habitat for this redback spider. Redback spiders found throughout Australia. Whoa, you're getting a little bit cranky, are you? See you standing up there, getting very cranky. A little bit cranky. See that? You can see that webbing on her back leg, right? That's a defensive mechanism. When I touch her, she'll try and get me with that, and then follow through with a couple of fangs and give me a good stick. Look back down here, here's a heap of egg sacs. So she's been laying eggs, hatching out babies for probably quite a while. Quite a large, matured redback. She's a little bit cranky, a little bit cranky. There are several other large salt lakes apart from Lake Eyre in South Australia, and there are many smaller ones. They have crusts of salt up to 1/2 metre thick and occasionally enough water to have a little bit of fun with.
Even though this is part of the most arid region in Australia, you can still run into enough water to make driving difficult. The ground conditions were always changing and always harsh. By the time we'd reached this stage of the journey, we'd had to change every tire on the vehicle.
We've come out of the Salt Lake country now and back to the Dingo fence near Seduna. We're getting closer to the end of our epic drive, but there's still plenty of Australian wildlife to encounter before we reach our destination.
The original section of Dingo fence has been replaced by a new fence further east, but in places the old fence still does the job of holding back the movements of these wild dogs. The old fence was abandoned years ago, and eventually, if they follow the fence line for long enough, dingoes will get through one of the many gaps that have appeared in the mesh.
Throughout our entire drive, we haven't seen a single live dingo. But getting camera shots of the fence from the air flushed them out of their hiding places in the countless wombat burrows.
It's only from the air that we can see just how many dingoes can hide in an apparently empty area. The dingoes seem surprised that their speed isn't enough. They look back, bewildered by the strange sight of people and cameras flying above them.
snake. Sure, you stay in the truck. Right. Hey, hey. Whoop. Now what we got here, this is a brown snake. See a couple of lumps in his belly. Probably got a belly full of skinks. Now out here on the Dingo fence, we've been coming across a fair few snakes, and that presents a few interesting problems for the barrier fence people repairing the fence line, but they are quite non-aggressive unless provoked. To tell you the truth, I have more trouble with the barbed wire than I do with the brown snakes. Nice little specimen. We'll just let him go on his way.
More than 5,000 kilometers after we started from southeast Queensland, Steve and I can almost smell the ocean.
The last post of the longest fence in the world is finally within our reach. Happy days!
Look at the view!
Wow!
Great!
This is just great.
We made it!
Fantastic.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we finally made it.
This is one of the most spectacular parts of the Australian coastline, and also the winter home of the southern right whale. Such a spectacular end to such a long journey. So many whales so close.
Wow, this is the day of my life. This is unbelievable. We've just travelled thousands and thousands of kilometres through the most arid parts of Australia. And look at this, just look. Wow, am I excited. This is brilliant.
Well, it's been a long trip, but this is our reward. This is the southern right whale, and we're very lucky to get to see them. There's only about 3,000 left in the entire world, so we're happy to see that they're breeding and doing well.
We're only a couple of 100 feet from them. You feel like you just reach out there and pat them. To be able to get here and enjoy this is absolutely superb. Once in a lifetime, I guess.
Right there in front of us were 40 whales, 20 mothers and 20 calves born just 2 or 3 months ago.
Every whale is individually identified by those lumps on their noses known as callosities. It's a mixture of whale lice, barnacles and hardened skin. Every southern right whale develops a different shape and it stays with them right through their lives.
The mothers came to this part of the Great Australian Bight specifically to give birth. The calves would have frozen to death in the cold Antarctic waters where they spend the rest of the year. That nuzzling is just what it seems, affection between a mother and its baby. The calf is always trying to keep eye contact with its mother.
These whales just love touching each other. Even when they're fully grown, southern right whales will rub against each other out of pure, affectionate good nature.
And the dolphins also seem to be joining the whales in a free show just for us, with all the tricks they perform in an oceanarium.
While they're here, the baby whales will suckle almost continuously and put on an enormous amount of weight in the form of blubber to insulate them against the cold of the waters further south.
When they were born, they weighed about 1 ton. The calves we're looking at now have put on around 10 tons each in the last few months. They're almost ready for the waters of the Antarctic.
Look at this interaction with the calf and the mother. She's rolling around. Calf will probably go underneath and suckle. This is just the most amazing thing to have happen right in front of us, only a couple of 100 feet away.
As well as putting on weight, the babies are also learning survival skills. They start life being rather clumsy. They even have to be taught how to breathe properly.
Wow, look at the
By the time they leave, they will have learned enough for life in the open ocean. Since 1935, the southern right whale has been protected. These are very precious animals, and it's important to maintain them, respect them, learn about them, and preserve them in the wild.
We've taken them to the brink of extinction. And here's a classic example of how beautiful these creatures are. We've really got to look after them.
This area is now being declared a marine park, and that should help protect this important nursery.
These whales were given the name the right whale when they were hunted during the last century. It was because they were just right for killing. They came close to shore, they had plenty of blubber, and they floated when they were dead.
We've got to learn from the mistakes of our past. It's amazing to think we're still taking animals to the brink of extinction.
The southern right whale has no natural predators that could so completely exterminate them. Let's learn to live with these gentle giants while there's still time.
To get the total orangutan experience, I reckon I've got to get right up there, 60, maybe 70 feet up, into the canopy, right into their habitat. That's the way to see the orangs, but I tell you what, one slip up could be fatal. If I come unglued from up here, it's a one-way trip, and there's no hospitals in the highlands of Sumatra.
Steve's about to experience something that's only been done by a handful of people, a close-up look at the behavior of orangutans in the nest. These amazing animals need a good reason to come down to ground level. This is where their food is, and it's where they're safest. I honestly don't know how Tarzan ever did this.
Hey, look! Down here.
Have a look at this little one. I tell you what, I'm gonna have really good foot and hand placement. It's easy for their orangs. It's like they've got 4 sets of hands. I've only got 2, and they love to play with their food, just like a little baby human. We love playing with our food. I'm 70 foot plus, up in the trees, in the canopy with this orang, and it's beckoning me to play with it. Come on, come swing through the trees.
Can you hear that? Sounds like danger to me.
The orang's like, what?
Sounds like something's breaking.
Oh, extreme danger. Here comes a mummy. Here comes a mummy with her baby.
I can't fly as good as you.
Here, look at my teeth.
And this is where the term hanging out came from. We're just hanging out. Me and this little mama. Aren't you cute, sweetheart? Aren't they just darling? Look at them. I tell you, they're biting my head. I tell you what, you gotta risk life and limb to be at one with these animals. But it's worth it. My arms feel like they're about 6 inches longer. I reckon my toes are nearly prehensile. And I'm still not even close to gliding through the bush like these guys. But I'm giving it my best shot. And here's the reward. Look at the little baby.
Just like people, every face is different, and once you see one, you don't forget it.
Unbelievable.
There they go. The mom's name is Ratna, and her baby is called Monitor. They were released from the rehab center, and it's great to see them doing so well.
And as I swing through the trees, here it is! Look at this! Here's what I've been looking for. It's a nest! This little one's building a nest. They weave a platform of leaves and sticks, and then they'll gather some leaves up and put them over their head. They hate the rain, they don't like getting wet, and have a look at this. Can you believe it? A nest! Oh gosh, they're beautiful the way they drape those leaves over.
Do a bit of camouflage, keeps them warm, keeps them dry, and it looks cute.
Orangs build a new nest every day, occasionally more than one if they feel like it. It depends on how far they move in the course of a day, searching the rainforest for sources of food.
I'm gonna get this backpack on, or I'm gonna end up dead. Let's picnic up.
What was that? They're so inquisitive. Sounded like a backpack hitting the ground.
That's better. It's amazing when you get up here onto the orangutan's level that you get to see what they see. And I can see them. Several of them moving around. We've got a mama with the baby. Little juvenile, probably 5 or 6 years of age, around the corner there. Just weaned off its mama. And this one with the leaves on his head. Looking really cute. Tearing himself to shreds too. They make it look easy.
They use their nests for sleeping, mating, playing, and sometimes for just lazing around in the middle of the day. Now, getting back down is going to be really tough. Back onto firm ground. This is where us humans belong. Back down here.
Woo. That's a bit refreshing. And this water's great. Keeps the people over there and the orangs in the national park. Because the orangs don't often cross the water. Some of the younger ones are quite inquisitive about the water, but rarely, if ever, will they enter into it and try and cross these rapids.
Everywhere we go, the orangs spot us well before we see them, and it's so rewarding when they come in for a closer look.
Here she comes, check this out, here she comes. Yeah, sweetheart. Well, she likes her rambutans. She's got no scar tissue. Man, she looks good, she looks really good. That's 2. Are you an endangered species? She's an endangered species. And that's why it's so important to get these little ones back out into the wild. I guess the most important thing when you're talking endangered species and conservation, oh wait, you've got one, is securing habitat. And this is a secure area, this is really good. But they need more. They need more and more and more. Instead of taking away their habitat, we need to give them as much as we possibly can. And the word conservation's a great word, but the big one is habitat. Habitat destruction, habitat annihilation. That's the hardest thing. And it doesn't matter what species we're talking about throughout the world, that's what we've got to strive to do, secure habitat. And each time we secure a little bit of habitat just like this, then through these rehabilitation programs, we can bring them back into the wild, release them. What a bonus. And the thing with these rambutans is they're a great food source because the orangs... Hey, she's dropping them on us. Because the orangs will actually find them out in the wild. So we're teaching them to get their own food source. And these are nice ripe ones. When they go red, they're nice and succulent. Hey! She's dropping them right on us. You're a naughty girl. Don't you love it? Hey, here we go, come in. You can see this girl here. Look how distended she is in the belly.
and she's moving really slowly. Her labia's really swollen, distended. She's so pregnant, she's gonna give birth. Maybe within hours, but certainly within days. And she's in these lower limbs, and I reckon she might be feeling a little bit sick. Come on, sweetheart. Here she comes, here she comes. Hey, girl. You want something? I got something for her. Hang on a minute, I've got something. Hey, sweetheart. She's a little bit pregnant, this girl. There's a orangutan. Have a look at her tummy. See how distended she is there? She's got a big full tummy. And she's very swollen down there. She's only hours away, I reckon. Oh, you want another one, sweetheart? There you go. Yummy rambutans with a pregnant mama. Her breasts are starting to enlarge. Woo! This is it, hey? Pregnant. She's probably feeling a little bit crook, just a little bit off colour. But her eyes are very bright. She's just a bit tired and slow, really slow moving. And she won't be eating too much. This is just a bit of a treat for her. Look at you, girl. Isn't she just darling? Absolutely darling. Look at her big, big tummy. Oh, how's that? How's that? I can feel the little baby moving in her tummy. It's rattling around. You got it rattling around in there. Is this your first baby? It's confusing when it's your first baby, isn't it? She's like, I'm a little bit sick. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, then, mate. I can't quite see them as good as that. I think I got it. Here comes the little seed. Spit it out. There's a girl. Orangs make the best mothers. They just make the best. Where are you going to have your little baby? It's amazing how out here in the wilderness, you just give birth in the trees and it all comes instinctively to you. However, this female was unknowingly educated by her mother on how to raise an infant, how to raise a juvenile, and perhaps even saw the processes of mating, the rituals, the combat, the big plate heads, everything that goes with it. I'm going to get us some more rambutans because she's loving them. Wait here, sweetheart.
Orangutans mate facing each other, making them unique in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, sweetheart. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, girl. Have a look at you.
Because they bear children only once every 7 years, such a slow reproduction rate makes them even more vulnerable as a species.
They're just like a human in that they give birth and they're ready to breastfeed straight away. See that nipple there? So the first load of milk that the baby gets will be loaded with great protein and have antibodies in it. Well, that's my cue to get down out of this bamboo. Not quite as graceful as an orang. What an awesome experience. Hey, I'm nowhere near as good as the orangs. Check this out. Well, I've sliced my leg well and truly right open. Who cares? I've just spent time with a pregnant orangutan. Woo-hoo! Yahoo, babies rule. We suffered an incredible heart-wrenching pain when we got the news that this beautiful mama and her baby died not long after we left.
Volunteers do everything at the Bohorak Rehab Center, including the cleaning. One of the best and also one of the toughest jobs is taking young orangs into the rainforest to learn jungle skills and to interact with other apes. Today, Steve's got the honor of babysitting two fantastic little guys for their daily lessons.
G'day, this is Bruno and he's looking forward to a day in the jungle. And have a look at this little one. It's Abu. Have a look at the expression on his face. Gosh, he's cute. Come on, I want to go out the bush.
Have a look at these guys. This is Bruno, and this is Abu. Abu's 20 months old, and Bruno's around about 3 years old. Hang on there, Abu. Holy smokes. And they're rehabs. They're going to be let go out in the bush, where they're going to have to fend for themselves. But at the moment, they're just having a good time. They're just having a real good time. Come here, mate. Come here, little Abu. You can see Bruno's really quiet. He just sucks quietly on his rambutan. Whereas Abu, 20 months old and a handful. You're a real handful. Look at her haircut. Look at her haircut. Come here, you. I've got to be like a mummy orang. Got to stay here. Got to stay here with your mother. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. You can see this little bloke here. He's got a bit of a hair lip and he's got his tooth broken out, and that may have occurred from someone giving him a bashing. You can see why people would want to have them as a pet. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're like a little person and they are so cute. You know, they love cuddles, they love affection. They're just so human orientated it's not funny. So people get them as pets, which creates all sorts of problems. And what happens is usually they get sick of them, or really nice people buy them off dealers and off those who are sick of them as a pet, and then they bring them out here where they're to be hacked out. And so Bruno, at 3 years of age, he's got another 2 or 3 years to go, and then he'll be out, slowly but surely hacked out into the wilderness. But you can see why Bruno, he wouldn't fend for himself. He's just way too much of a sook. And you can see his little hair lip there as he chews on that rambutan. What a shame. All right, he's gonna do some rolling. You're gonna do some rolling. Sit there and eat your rambutan. I don't want to sit there and eat my rambutan. And little Abu, she's only 20 months of age. And she's a little bundle of energy. And she's a lot more outgoing. And she's gonna be a real easy one to rehabilitate because she's got that outgoing nature. She's not all that touchy, clingy to people, which is great. I mean, that's really good. Because the quicker they can get back out into the bush, the better. But they'll usually wait until they're around about 5 years or older. Oh, you don't be naughty like that. 5 years or older, because that's about the same time as a mother would wean her juvenile off. Come on, up you get. Now you got to do some climbing now. Oh. See how Bruno, he's not that keen on climbing, but he's going to have to learn. This one here, this is Beefy. She's ready for rehab any time now. She's got naughty hands and naughty feet. The strength is amazing. No biting. See that? See the teeth baring? Exactly the same as people when they get a little angry, their lips start to curl up and it's obvious. She's so cute. Here's a group of wild elephants, but these aren't the strays or the rogues that we're looking for. And they're not too worried about me getting in close. There's a good boy. You have a bit of a relax, mate. A bit of a feed. Maybe push this tree over. We didn't break this branch off. Good boy. Elephants need so much vegetation to survive that they need enormous areas in the wild. A single elephant needs up to 450 pounds of food every single day. It's a little unfortunate, but there's probably only a couple of hundred elephants in this entire national park. Even worse is, there's probably less than 1,000, or around about 1,000, throughout Sumatra. Elephants have been extinct throughout the majority of the Indonesian archipelago for thousands of years. They used to be on Java and the Big Islands, but they've been gone for a long time. We got to hang on to these ones.
because this is all we got. By crikey, we're lucky to have it. So come on, mate. Hop, hop. Pretty good at that, aren't I? Hop, hop. Good boy. Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. See how this one, the bark's been torn off here? A little bit of dirt there. They'll come up alongside this and they'll rub on it. You rub on it, get a little itchy, and I'll wear the bark off. Doesn't do the tree any harm. This is regrowth anyway. Elephants have incredibly sensitive skin. It's up to an inch thick in places, but they still feel something as small as a mosquito bite. And an annoying itch just has to be scratched. What an itchy bottom. You see this? Now this is what the elephants do. They come out into this regrowth, and these trees aren't that big. So they'll come up alongside it, have a bit of a feed, get a bit of a trunk action happening on here, and just push them over. Check it out. That's a fair lump of a tree. But they push them out, no problem at all. Particularly when it's a bit moist, like we get in all these showers. No worries. So all of these have been pushed over. And they'll actually eat this. They'll eat the decaying timber. I don't know how much nourishment they get out of this. They also take great pride in stomping it down. You can see that's a big chunk there where they pushed it down with their foot. See this one here? You can see this tree. They pushed over and it's starting to regrow. So of course with the regrowth, you can see how succulent that is. Look at that. That's beautiful stuff. Doesn't smell too crash hot. Have a look at these ones here. You see the elephants have actually snapped them off and you've got this regrowth. Right, so they're starting to sprout again. This is a good example here. Right, so this one's starting to regrow. And of course that'll get quite bushy. So a lot of people say, oh, you know, the elephants are pretty destructive because they go through the forest tearing this and doing that. That is nature's way. This is the way of our natural kingdom. If an elephant does this, it's great for the environment in that it's snapped off, it'll regenerate, and of course it'll get even bushier. And the elephants may not come back here for a year, maybe even longer. It all depends on the matriarch and how much food's here and how much she's learned. So it's important that we don't think they're destructive animals. The only place that they are destructive is in agriculture. And of course, bang, that's where the two forces, humans and elephants, meet and there's a conflict. Just a boy and his elephant. I love my elephant. What's his feet in his grass? Down he goes. And on I get. And then up we go. We're getting closer and closer to the conflict area. And up ahead, we can hear the screams of farmers and their kids shouting at the elephants to try and get them out of their crops. You can't blame the elephants. All they're doing is coming out of the wilderness looking for a feed. And they don't really care about the screams, nor me. They just keep grazing, unfortunately stomping the crops into the ground. The mahouts are gonna have to try and work around the wild herd and push them back out into the wilderness area. The local farmers are aware of the dangers of elephants. They won't go anywhere near them. But it's really important that we get in and herd them out. Here we go, they're moving. We're pushing on. All seems pretty casual. They're moving, here we go. So far, so good. It's all nice and casual, not too much stress. I'm safe as long as I stay on the elephant's back. To go on foot could mean getting trampled. This baby's got a mother. We're gonna have to be careful because they're really protective of their babies. Come on! hoods round up elephants like cowboys round up cattle. Go, go. And it's going really good. There's not too much stress at all. All we've got to do is get him across the road. Nearly there. Straight back into the reserve. And that little baby, it won't leave its mama.
We're just going to push the herd straight back over here through this undergrowth into the scrub. And they're just pushing along nicely. There's no drama, there's no aggression. It's going as smooth as a zipper. Mind you, I'm working with a few experts.
Far better this way than the farmers killing them or using poison to eliminate them. My horse. Woo. And let's hope they stay in there. Mission accomplished. And these Indonesian elephants are the most endangered elephant species in the world. If you can imagine, there's 600,000 elephants in Africa, 50,000 Indian elephants on the Asian mainland, but only 1,000 of these beautiful Sumatran elephants are left in our world. We've got to protect what's left. Really good. That was pretty hard work, herding those wild elephants up, and they just love their bath time.
That must be, bath time's over. Bath time's over. You want to go out and graze?
Oh gosh, I just love my elephant. He's my friend, my really close friend.
I know.
And look at this, he's gonna pick up my boots for me.
Thanks, mate.
This is Nort, a baby elephant, and she's just lost her mama. She's an orphan. It saddens me to the point of tears to see this beautiful little baby losing her grip on life. Her mama was killed by a hideous chemical that the palm oil plantation farmers laced on some of the vegetation designed to kill elephants. And so this poor little baby is carrying that chemical through her body, and it's slowly but surely killing her. I'm trying with all my heart to help her with artificial milk and food, but it's not working. She's losing her fight and her zest. Come on, little baby.
Whoa, we got a lot in that time, didn't we?
This is Norton. She's a year and a half old, and she should have her ears all out and flapping, and she should be zipping around here, bugling, and having the time of her life. Her mother died giving birth to her. She probably could have been saved, and Nort could probably be saved too, but she's dying. She might not see the day out, she might not see the week out, and it just tears my heart out to think that there's nothing I can do, there's nothing anyone can do. It's simply a lack of research and a lack of funds. So, I just want to share with you the importance of this little girl here, because if she dies, perhaps she will help the rest of them out in the wild. Maybe secure some habitat. You're killing me. Poor little thing.